Hi, everybody. Welcome to a Wellness Monday. And I am here with Debbie Sasse. Is it Sassy?
Saucy,
Sassy.
sassy, whatever. I'm
Sassy.
sassy, so I'm good.
And she's going to be talking about Juice Plus today. And I think there's definitely something to consider when you are looking for different types of not necessarily supplementation, but something additional to what you do for health during the day. So go ahead, Debbie, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Okay, well, I'm Debbie Velasquez Sasse. I have been in the health and wellness arena for probably over 8 years now. And I started because my son actually wasn't eating fruits and vegetables. And so I was thinking, okay, I have to do something about this. And when my friend had introduced me to Juice Plus at first, I was like, I don't need that, because I eat well, I thought. But at the same time, I was suffering from osteoarthritis and I had carpal tunnel, I had tennis elbow, I had all this inflammation in my body, which I didn't know. And I just thought it was like me getting older. And I went to the rheumatologist and he told me that within 5 to 10 years, I would have to have new hips. And regardless of what I did, he never told me about food, anything like that. So I got into the health and wellness because my son started Juice Plus because I knew multivitamins weren't the answer. And so he started it. And because of our program, our Healthy Starts for Families program, I get to get it for free, or he gets it for free, vice versa, whatever. So I started taking them, and within a couple months, my inflammation went down, my pain went down, and I have not had to have hip replacement. So I went back to school, decided people need to know about nutrition, and they need to know that we can heal ourselves and that we can do better with the nutrition that we have and the bodies that we have. And it does not have to be just because we're getting older that we have these aches and pains and that we have these diseases and the autoimmune system, things like that are malfunctioning. So that's kind of where I got started. And so now I got certified. So I call myself a certified health coach from womb to tomb because I do help anybody that's trying to get pregnant, is pregnant, young families, and then those over, in prime time of age of life. So that's kind of what I do. And that's me.
Okay, that's great. That's great. No, well, I think I took a couple notes. I'm like, oh, we need to expand on certain things. But Debbie, other than the nutrition aspect of things, what do you do to stay healthy?
Okay, so my number one is I actually do Juice Plus every single day. That's my consistent, that's my go-to, that is my foundation. It's kind of like my health insurance policy. And getting 30 different fruits and vegetables into my body every single day. And that consistency is growing and building. And because are learning now is that what we do today affects how we're going to live 3 months from now, 3 years from now, 30 years from now, with the Alzheimer's and the dementia and things like that. So we need to really pay attention to what we're fueling our bodies with. And it's recommended that we get 10 to 13 fist-sized servings of fruits and vegetables every single day in the rainbow of colors, not just the ones that we like, not just the ones that like we tend to eat the same ones every day, or every other day we get the corn or the broccoli, or we stick with what we know and and we don't get that variety. And if we have any kind of health condition and if we work out, we need to double that amount because of the stress we're putting on our bodies. So that is my number one go-to is, to get that nutrition into my body every day. Number two is movement. I have to move every single day and I use my watch and to track my steps and to track my activity and kind of to remind me to stand up sometimes because I know that when we're working and things like that, sometimes we get bogged down, but we're not moving all day. So it kind of reminds me to do that. I think about my stress level because sometimes we get stressed out and we really, stress is one of the number one things that contribute to our health. So we really need to do things that reduce our stress, and exercise does it for me. And also my breathing, I do some breathing techniques sometimes, and I think about things that I want to be, I'm grateful for. And that helps me. My hydration, sleep is an issue for me most of the time because I am very go, 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 go. So I try to have to, shut down my brain at night and things like that. But those are the main things that I do for my health.
And I like all of it. I
I figured
definitely
you would.
like all of it. Yeah. And sleep is, as we age, sleep can be difficult. But I mean, there's certain things that we can do about that. But that's a different subject. So that's a different interview.
Huge.
Uh,
A lot of information on that. Yeah.
okay, so can you tell everybody what Juice Plus is? Because there's going to be people that here like never heard of it, even though it's been around for so long.
Yeah. So Juice Plus has been around for 30 years. And basically, it's just a guy who was trying to help his dad with his health and he couldn't keep anything down or anything like that. So he knew that he needed nutrition. And what he did is he came up with dehydrating the fruits and vegetables and putting it in a capsule for him so that it could get into his body and his bloodstream. So that was 30 years ago and it's evolved and he into there's only like 8 or 9 products, which is I like the condensed portfolio. And it's all about plants. It's all about getting more nutrition and phytonutrients into our bodies. So we have a fruit blend, a berry blend, a veggie blend. We have those 3 in gummy form as well for kids. And we do have a buy one, get one free, like I mentioned, for kids. So if an adult is on it, any child in their life, it could be a grandkid, a neighbor, anybody can get that free nutrition for 21 years of their lives. So when that's from the time they're 4 until the time they're 26, they can get that nutrition for free, which is amazing. So anyways, and then we also have plant-based omegas, which omegas are very good for us, for our bones, our heart, our eyes, our joints, things like that. So we have a plant-based omega. A lot of people take fish oils, but fish is not sustainable. Plus, there's a lot of contaminants in fish. And so we really want to get our omegas from plants if we can. We also have shakes and plant protein shakes and bars. And so that kind of rounds out our portfolio. We also just came up with a new, it's a clean energy drink. So for those who need that afternoon coffee or they need that energy drink, the monsters, things like that, have a lot of ingredients in there that you really don't want for your body. So we have a very natural, clean one called Luminate now, and it's really about your brain health and energy, clean energy. So we have that as well.
Okay, and so like I've had conversations with you before, and I believe you said like this is not a supplement.
Well, it's just food. It
It's
supplements
food,
it
right?
supplements your diet, but
Mm-hmm.
it's not a supplement. If you go to the store, all those different vitamins are on the shelf. Those are supplements, and you'll turn them around and they have a supplement label. If you turn Juice Plus products around, they have a nutritional label, which means it's just food and they're regulated. Supplements are not regulated in this country. All we have to do is register and say, hey, I'm gonna take this capsule that I got some grass out from my backyard, put it in a capsule, slap a label on it, and I'm going to sell it. And nobody is regulating that about what is in the product. What makes Juice Plus different is that they actually have a third party. It's called NSF certification. And it is very expensive to have, and only I think 10% of the supplements out there and nutritional products out there have this label. And so it's very important to know that they test for over 300 different herbicides, pesticides, anything bad that can go into the seed, the soil, the plants, in the actual the company and how it goes through the processing. All of that is tested from seed, soil to the end product. So it's having that label, and it's called NSF certification
Mm-hmm.
on your bottles are very important, because then you know that they're tested and that they're clean. So that's a biggie for me as well, because the more I learned about supplements and especially multivitamins. I mean, I was taking I was giving my kids Flintstones, vitamins. I thought I was doing good, but there's more and more studies coming out at how they don't do anything for the body, that it's just expensive urine, and that they do more harm than good. So you really want to make sure that you are getting a supplementation that is good for you and not something that you're really just wasting your money on.
So there's a statistic, and I'm trying to remember this, but basically when you're having a supplement like a vitamin, you're only absorbing a certain percentage of it. It's like a really low percentage, and the rest you piss away.
Right.
right?
And you can tell because you can look down after you're gone and you're like, wow, look at that neon stuff. I mean, my
Yeah, it's
daughter,
like really yellow.
yeah, it was like my daughter just did that the other day because she is working with somebody and they had asked her to take some enzymes and stuff like that. And I was just like, she was like, yeah, look, you have to look at this. And I'm like, okay, so I look and I'm like, yeah, that's because half of it's in, you're just it's just going through your body, your body
Yeah.
is not absorbing it. And that's what a lot of them do. So it's
Hmm.
something that you really have to be mindful of. And what this is what I say. Okay, so if you get a blood test and it says you're low in iron or you're low in vitamin D or you're low in whatever, then supplement. Then go to the store and get a supplement. But we really aren't um, vitamin deficient in this country. We are nutrient deficient, which we get our nutrition from plants. So we need more plants instead of more, vitamins off the shelf.
And I will say that we have I took advantage of the deal with the kids.
Mhm.
So we do have the fruits and the vegetables. And the kids, it's just so easy for the kids to just have them instead of like a pill. And they taste so much better. Well, they taste better than the Flintstones when I was growing up. I mean, I really liked those Flintstones when I was growing up. But I was at Costco probably like a week ago, and they had samples of the kids' vitamins. And I had one, and my daughter's like, "Oh, these are good." I'm like, I put it in my mouth. I'm like, "It's all sugar." It's all sugar. That's all like because it had that grain on the outside. I'm like, it's too sweet. I don't even like it. I got so used to the gummies that I'm like that I don't want to try. I don't want the other anything else.
Yeah.
They taste great. Now I have a question. So there's the gummies for the kids because it's more digestible for them because it's better for the palate. It's better for them to just grab and
Right.
go, right? So is there a difference between the capsules and the gummies as far as absorption?
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
the same things are in there except for the gummies. We do have organic cane sugar in there because otherwise you would not think that they were very good. You know what I mean? So we do have that in there, but it is organic and it is um it's good. But yeah, they have the same fruits and vegetables in there. So they're doing the same thing for the body.
Okay. Okay. And I take the omegas, and I also take the have the proteins too, no, vanilla and chocolate. So I like both of them too. I mean, it's nice that Juice Plus's product line is small, and it feels like, okay, well, this is what you need to the point instead of all the different things. You're just like, okay, well, what do I need? I don't
Right,
know. It's just like
right,
it's just all just there. So it's
right,
easy.
right.
So tell me a little bit about some studies that you know of with regards to Juice Plus and how it affects people's bodies.
Okay, so I know that one of the studies that I absolutely love, and it was one of the ones that the reason why I started researching more and more was because they have this, and all of the research that Juice Plus has done, there's like 48 studies and counting right now on Juice Plus and what it does for our bodies. And one of them is published in the Journal of Cardiac something or other. So it's a cardiac one for doctors that are into the heart and wellness. And so it shows that when you're eating a high fat meal, which is the let's just say it rhymes with I can't say the name. I'm not supposed to say the name. So all right, his first name's Ronald. Okay, so they
Mm-hmm.
had a meal
Mm-hmm.
from Ronald Land, and what they showed is they had a placebo group, they had a fruit and veggie group, and then they had a fruit, veggie, and berry group. And so they had those three levels, and all of our studies are gold standard, double placebo, blind, everything. Like nobody even knows who's getting what till the end of the study. And Juice Plus has no idea what is going to be published. We have no control of that. So if it's bad, they're going to publish it. If it's good, they're going to publish it. So luckily, I mean, all of ours have been good. So that's good. But the study actually showed after 21 days, the fruit and veggie. Okay, so let me back up. Sorry, I get excited about
It's
this
okay.
study. Okay. So what they did is they tested their blood and their circulation of their blood, so their arteries and the flow of their arteries. So there was 50% restriction, let's say, after that high fat meal for everybody. Okay, so that's day 1. Day 21, they tested them again. Again, the placebo was still around 40 to 50% constriction, and the fruit and veggies were 17% less restricted.
After
Yeah.
21 days.
Well, yeah. Well,
Wow.
22% less after 21 days. And the people with the fruit, vegetables, and berries, 13% less constricted on day 21, just 21. So then a week later, they tested again. Again, the placebo, same 40 to 50% constriction. The fruit and veggies, they were 17% less. And
Mhm.
then the fruit, vegetables, and berries were 3%. That's it, of constriction. Like hardly any constriction at all. So
Oh
it's,
gosh, I think I need to add berries to my.
yeah, it's amazing for cardiovascular health and what the synergy of all of them working together, of all those fruits, vegetables, and berries working together is amazing. That's why we're doing more and more studies, even with the adding the omegas in and what it does for our mental health and
Mhm,
dementia. It's
mhm.
amazing what that study. There's another study that does all that on brain health, and it was amazing how what they showed is that the people that had the fruit, vegetables, berries, and omegas, when they added the omegas, it was amazing about their short-term memory, long-term memory, and recall. So we have a lot of studies that just show. And you talked about wasting, when you have multivitamins.
Mhm.
We have over 20 some studies showing that it's bioavailable, meaning it gets into your bloodstream and your body uses it. So, you want to make sure that your body is going to benefit from what you're using. And we
Yeah.
have 20
And your
some
money's
studies.
not wasted. You're not throwing money down the toilet,
Right.
really. Yeah,
Right.
literally. That's great. That is great. I yeah, I think I need to add berries at some point soon to do that. Because you guys have been following me for a long time, always talking about berries that you need. If you're having a fruit, I'm like just have all the types of berries because those
Yeah.
have all the antioxidants and the fiber and all the stuff. So that's just would be a
And
great addition.
And I
Hmm?
never want to say you don't have to eat fruits and vegetables anymore. Of course, you want to have
Oh, you do.
many fruits and vegetables. And I will
Mhm.
tell you, it does change your palate. You do want to eat more fruits and vegetables when you start eating Juice Plus as well. So that's another benefit, especially for kids.
No, it's true. I believe that for sure. Uh, okay, can we go back to you were talking about aches and pains.
Mhm.
So you're saying that you had osteoarthritis, and how long were you taking the gummies before you started to know the difference in how your hips were feeling?
Within a couple months. Yeah, it was pretty within a couple months because I remember it was in the winter time when I started to ask my doctor about, and my friends about where they went to go get their new hips because I was like, okay, I have to have new hips. Because when I went to the doctor when I was 40, he told me no matter what I did, he never talked to me about food, but just told
Hmm.
me about, stop heavy lifting, stop doing cardio, stop doing this, stop doing that, blah, blah, blah. And I did start taking glycosamine and I did start taking like drinking this joint juice. And I did change my workouts to hydraulics instead of like, lifting weights and things like that.
Hmm.
But it came back and he told me within 5 to 10 years, no matter what I did, I was going to have new hips because my hips were so bad. And so it was coming about that 8 year mark and it just came back with a vengeance. And I was thinking, oh, geez. And so when I was researching it, it was like winter time. And then by the time I was like spring, when I started Juice Plus in February, springtime, I was like, what's going on here? Because I didn't have the pain anymore. And
Hmm.
I went to the doctor and I said, I need all these referrals. And she's like, well, how much pain are you in? I said, well, I'm not in any pain, and it just kind of dawned on me that I was like, wait a minute,
Hmm.
I'm not in pain anymore. And the only
Hmm.
thing I did was Juice Plus.
It's
And
amazing.
And I did do one Shred 10. We do have a Shred 10 program, which is 10
Mhm,
days of, healthy eating, kind of concentrating on getting as many whole foods that you can in your body,
mhm,
eliminating those, the dairy and the processed foods and the sugars and things like that. So I did do one of those as well, just to see if I could do it because I thought there's no way I can do this, but it was only 10 days and I did it.
mhm,
So, but it was pretty short-lived, and that's why I never wanna feel that pain again, and so
mhm.
that's why I take Juice Plus every single day.
I think that's wonderful. And you made a point, the doctor didn't say, anything about nutrition, and which is so unfortunate. But that's our, but they don't know. They didn't study nutrition. They'll tell you exercise and eat better.
Right,
That's it, right?
yeah,
Well, how do you do it? And it's in, you can go the dietitian route. There's so many routes that you can take, but ultimately you should eat real food. Eat
yeah,
real food and supplement with additional, with Juice
whole
Plus
foods.
and
Yes,
help to help it. You
yeah,
know, it doesn't. I mean, 3 months. I mean, a few months. I mean, that's fantastic,
yeah,
Debbie. It
yeah.
didn't take that long
No.
um,
Mm-mm.
for you to
And, they do
get
say that
results.
if you wanna see a difference in your blood work
Mhm,
because of Juice Plus, well, take your blood have your blood drawn at 1 month and then 4 months because
mhm,
your blood will show a difference. I mean, and it decreases, and helps with, like, cholesterol, blood pressure, oxidative stress that we put on our bodies when we exercise, inflammation. Inflammation is the root cause of all disease, and it decreases that, in the body. I mean, there's so many benefits that Juice Plus has that it's incredible. And I mean, it's not just Juice Plus, it's fruits and vegetables. And a lot of people think,
yeah,
oh, I ate enough. Like I thought I ate enough, and you just can't get enough. And especially nowadays, because of how it's shipped and our soils are depleted, things like that, we just need additional support, and this is the easiest way in a capsule or a gummy that I found that I can stick to, I mean, there's a lot of things out there that you can do for your health and your wellness, but this is
mhm,
the one constant that I can do every single day is, put some pills in my mouth and swallow them. I mean,
mhm.
or
It's
chew
easy.
some or chew some gummies. I mean, it's easy, it's
Yeah.
convenient, and I know that you work with a lot of people that are elderly, and because my mom is one of your clients, so I mean, and she loves your class. So, I know that, like, a lot of them that I work with, they especially those who live alone, do not make meals for themselves, especially healthy meals, and they need the convenience and they need that extra nutrition because as we age, we really need that. So it's really important that, elderly, younger kids that, the kids are eating, the fast food. I mean, my kids ate it. My kids, we were always on the go, or I thought I was doing well, but I really wasn't. It's just that they need that extra nutrition. And this is just an easy, simple way to really get it into them every single
It's
day.
easy, especially if you don't like vegetables.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't like vegetables? I mean, I think this is a must.
Yes.
Because you need to get it in you somehow.
Right.
You
Right.
need the nutrition somehow.
And you need the variety. You just
Hmm.
don't want just one color. You need all the colors. So
And you can't eat all those vegetables they tell you to eat. There's just like impossible, right? So you now it's like condensed.
there's you know what, there's 90% of people do not get the recommended fruits and vegetables in their diet every single day. 90% of us don't do it. I mean, even
I thought it would be more.
yeah, no, 90%, 90%.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Wow, but that's still, I mean, that's still a lot because a lot, again, as you said, we think we're doing well, but are we
mm,
really doing well?
yeah,
Debbie, do you have something for the people watching that may be
yeah,
interested in trying?
yeah, sure. Anybody who places an order can get a free starter pack from me. So you'll have samples of our new energy and brain booster and some shakes, some gummies. You can try those out as well. So anybody who places an order will be able to, I'll ship something out to them.
Great, great. This is if you are interested and this piques your interest at all, I suggest that you reach out to Debbie soon so you can take advantage of this. Now, Debbie, and I'll put it in the comments and I'll put it in the description of what of the YouTube video.
Mhm,
You mentioned that your mom is in my class,
mhm.
and can you just talk about her experience, or talk about as the daughter of seeing your mom working out or exercising.
Oh
What are
yeah,
the
yeah.
pros? Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I loved it. I knew that you did this, and you had seen my mom for her sciatica and knee pain,
Hmm.
your little
Hmm.
your hands on.
Hmm.
So I thought, okay, she needs to continue this, and so I knew she needed movement, and I knew she has a health club that she can go to, and she can pay for a trainer, and she just doesn't do it. So I was trying to do some things with her, and I knew that she needed a schedule and community, and something that she could do at her own level, at her own pace, sitting down, standing up, things like that. So that's why I said, "Okay, Ma, you're gonna do this." And she's like, "Okay." And we did it for a while together. I had to go
Yeah.
with her, and I'm like, "Okay, Mom, we're doing it together."
Uh-huh.
And I liked that I could do it with her and do it at my own level as well, along with her doing it at her level and me being able to kind of guide her through as well. And now she's like, "Oh yeah, I got on and I couldn't get on this time, but you always have a recording." So I always encourage her to do the recording. But I can tell like um for me as like I know that she's moving now and I know she's doing it twice a week and I know she's getting in and out of chairs better. So I've noticed that. So I think that it's gonna be good moving forward, and I tell her that, I'm like, "You can't quit this, you have to keep going because it's so good to build on that," and she does not
Hmm.
go back, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She wants to go forward, and even my dad, I will tell you that he sneaks off on in the corner and does some stuff too, so he doesn't wanna be on camera, but sometimes I see him and he's like, "Can they see me, Debbie?" And I'm like, "No, they can't see you," and he's like, he'll do his
You'll
stuff too.
try doing the workout too. And I hope that, oops, excuse me. So you can your mom is in the class, right? Because it's designed for older adults. But I am finding more often that there, like, obviously you could do it to your level, but
Yeah,
there are women who are doing this and just like, and they're not old, older adults, I guess. They're not
yeah,
considered
yeah,
older adults or active agers, but they're like, well, I need this. I sit all day and I'm able to move my body a little bit more. I'm getting stronger because we're doing these moves in
yeah,
different directions and doing more repetitions and things
yeah.
like that. So,
And I
they're
think
getting stronger too. Hmm.
yeah, I think the stretching is amazing for older people as well, and for me. Like, when I was doing, like, you do those neck things, and I was like, "This is great," and so I find myself at home doing my neck, stretches and
Uh-huh.
things, because that is so good and so important for people who are getting older, and for young people too. I mean, I think anybody can take your class and benefit from it.
I think so too. It's just a matter of like choose your own level. And you were talking
Yeah,
about the neck exercises, and I do those neck exercises because, you know, we're at the computer and we're like this.
yeah,
Or we're sitting here like this.
yeah,
So, I mean, it's in a world we live in, we sit down and we are at a desk staring at a
right.
computer,
Yeah,
unfortunately. And now I bought a stand up desk. I have a stand up desk now. But
nice.
now I have to get the pad, the walking pad. So
Yes,
I
my
can,
daughter has that. Yeah, and she likes it though. She does. She likes it, so it's good. It's good exercise, you know?
yeah, it is. Something is better than sitting down all day. It's just nice to get up. But Debbie, thank you so much for taking the time
Well,
to
thanks for having me.
share with us all about Juice Press. You guys, I think you really should take advantage of reaching out to her and getting the samples because especially the gummies, they not only taste good, I mean, they're good for you and they're
Yeah,
easy to just
yeah,
add into your daily routine. So
yeah.
thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope I, inspired or at least gave some information that people can use in the future.
You have for sure, and things to consider. Thank you so much, Debbie.
Thanks. Have a good one.